Well, hello again, everybody. This is John Norris at Trading Perspectives. As always, we have our good friends, Sam Clement and Courtney Trush. Y'all say hello.
How's it going?
Hey, John.
Hey, guys. Tell you what, this morning, the Bureau of Economic Analysis released the final stab at first quarter gross domestic product. And in the report, Courtney, it showed that purchases of non-durable goods actually fell quite a bit during the quarter and really helped to shrink the U.S. economy. And however, with that being said, the U.S. consumer continued to grow thanks to purchases on durable goods. But within non-durable goods, that includes stuff like, beauty supplies and all that stuff. And the fact is, while it fell on inflation-adjusted terms, but not necessarily in aggregate.
Yeah.
And so when I'm sitting there taking a look at things and things that people have to buy, not necessarily things that they want to buy, I was thinking really about what I'm getting ready to do later on today. I've got to go to the Target or some such place and purchase a bunch of toiletries. I've got to purchase new razors. I've got to purchase shaving cream. I've got to purchase some Nivea aftershave balm for sensitive skin. I actually have to buy some shampoo and all that type of stuff. All of these things just to make me appear less ugly than I normally am.
And so harsh.
It's harsh.
Harsh on yourself.
And so all this stuff, and I resent having to spend all this stuff, particularly when it's going up so much in price. And that's when I realized I'm barely spending anything on this stuff compared to my wife. Sam, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That, guys, it's like you said, being able to shave and not smell awful.
That's all we got to do. Whereas I'm sure we're going to be trading perspectives on this topic with one, Courtney Truss. Courtney, how do you feel about the soaring prices for just basic toiletries? That's got to be crimping the old pocketbook. That has to stink.
It is, and I also feel like, after you talk about having your bundles of children, you kind of hit to an age where you're like, wait, I have a little bit more maintenance that needs to be done when it comes to...
But you're so young and youthful looking.
Yes, thank you. But, you can't get away with... they talk about... I think the average woman might have 9 to 10 products that she puts on her face every morning, whether that's part of washing her face, lotioning... if you have a scrub, if you put on retinol or whatever, and then not to include all of, or that does include your makeup, your mascara, your eyeliner, your blush, base, all of that. So
it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. And not only does it cost money, but it also costs you time. I would say that probably in both of your households, I would assume that your significant others take longer to get ready than you do. So that's it's coming to the forefront of not only with what's going on with inflation, but just in general, as you age, you realize there is a pretty large discrepancy in how much maybe men put into both money and time and their general maintenance, upkeep, and what women
Yeah, the entire industry, the beauty industry, I think is worth over $500 billion. So, this is a massive, massive money-making industry.
Yeah, without a doubt. And going back to something that Courtney said, when she said significant other, I was going, what the hell is she talking about? I've got a wife. And then I realized that is a significant other. But Courtney,
I was just trying to make sure that I was being politically correct.
But you're absolutely right. Beth does take a much longer time than I do to get ready. And she goes, who should shower first? Like when we were on vacation in Charleston this past weekend, we have separate bathrooms at our house. That's just the way it works. So, but there she goes, who should shower first? I said, you should. It's going to take you forever. And that's not what you say to your significant other or wife, because she will tell me that she is trying to make herself look good for me. However, Sam, I'm not so sure about that. I think oftentimes women use all these products not necessarily to look good for men, but to prove that to other women just how pretty they are. Courtney, your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't say it's to prove that they look good to other women, but you do. Like, I find myself dressing more for other women, or my friends, and feeling good about yourself. And it's a big confidence booster to have a new outfit or to have your nails done. You want to have certain things. Women shave their legs. I don't know why that women shave their legs. I'm not quite sure when that came about. But, not all women obviously shave their legs and armpits and all of that. But there's a lot more upkeep just for women in general.
Well, Courtney, I don't know what you're talking about. You can look at Sam, you can look at me, and really, just different generations, but just physical specimens, and that's why.
That's right. That's right.
I spend 5-10 minutes a day, in front of the mirror. Maybe not even that, to look this good. Sam, your thoughts?
Yeah, 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Probably pretty fair.
Yeah. Well, and I think they were saying
Half
like
that's
a
brushing
lot
my
of.
teeth.
I think they were saying a lot of the average woman spends anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, getting ready each morning.
Do you spend an hour getting ready every morning with your bushel full of kids, as you alluded to? And although I would not recommend you putting your children in a bushel, an hour a morning
Right.
certainly seems excessive in my estimation. Sam, your thoughts?
I
don't
guess
think we
so.
should
I'm gonna
be
leave
like
that for
throwing
Courtney.
shade right here,
Yeah.
John, on like how long it takes me to get ready. I will say, I don't normally get that time consistently. And I can't lie because my husband listens to this podcast and he would probably call me out on it. I mean, it does take me about an hour, but that's like total shower, fully dressed, walking out the door.
Oh, I mean, okay, if you're going to throw all that in there, it takes me longer than 5 minutes. Otherwise, people would avoid me, without a doubt. And obviously, more so than they ordinarily do, Courtney. I think
Yeah.
think that they certainly would. But one of the things that you mentioned, the 8 to 9 products. I guess I've got 2. No, 3 products on my face every morning. The soap, I used to wash my face. The shaving cream, which I'm getting ready to buy. And I mentioned the Nivea aftershave balm for sensitive skin. And Courtney, the thing that stinks for you
Yes.
is it's a Nivea product. It's just marketed to men. It's
right.
really nothing more than what I have found my wife's Nivea products are.
They're a surfactant, the soaps are.
Yeah, I
and
mean, it's all the same. However, Courtney, one of the great advantages of being a man, one of the great advantages, and right now I'm getting the stink eye. One of the great advantages is that same product, I pay about half the amount of money you do for the exact same
And
product.
razors. I think razors are like one of the best examples.
Yeah.
I mean, the men's
yeah.
razors are nicer, I think, for the most part. More blades and better made for the ones I see, at least anecdotally, and a lot less money typically.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, I know I kind of even fall into like, oh, well, if it's pink, that's for me, or if it's like female. But my husband does one of those shave club things now where I'll use
He's got a
his-
beard.
Yes, but he still has to trim it up and stuff. So,
Okay.
But no, I primarily use the razors that comes out of that. But you're right, they do. They repackage things. I mean, you see that, and we've talked about that before. Like, not only repackaging things in smaller amounts, but also just remarketing basically the same product. And I think for me, part of it is aging. I mean, again, I used to kind of have similar to a male's routine of just washing my face and putting lotion on. I mean, I always had makeup. But now I'm realizing I can't just do those same products. So I think Kim Kardashian just came out with a 9-step facial, regiment that she follows. 9 steps. Figures why it takes women so much longer. And this is all about maintaining youth.
Courtney-
What's annoying is that men get more attractive as they age. That is not the case for women.
Your words, not
Courtney,
mine.
thank you
Your
very
words,
much.
not mine.
Clearly, John's the most attractive person in the room.
Thank you very much, Courtney. I appreciate it. It's a shame I don't do your review any longer.
I know,
Otherwise, you'd be getting a
exactly.
massive raises here.
Yes, thank you.
So I'm not exactly completely sure about that, about men getting more attractive. And I would tell you this. Please don't do the Kim Kardashian 9-step, because then at the end of it, you look like Kim Kardashian. And I don't think that's what anyone should ascribe to. Sam, your thoughts?
Your words, not mine. Again.
Well, there you have it.
But see, look at Sam's forehead. No creases, nothing. You
Well,
don't really have a ton of creases either.
It's all the weekly Botox. I
Yes,
get,
exactly. The preventative Botox that now they're selling to 25-year-olds.
The thing is, the reason why I don't have a bunch of creases, one, the Nivea every day, and then two, I just walk around looking surprised. So when that happens, it just tightens up the skin. I just kind of look like a deer caught in headlights, and it's on purpose. That's the reason why I look so dim all the time. I'm trying to keep the wrinkles off my face, but in terms of all of that stuff, the 9 steps and what have you, I'm kind of going, if we're spending all that amount of time and all that amount of money on products, when we see inflation like this, it really does have to it maybe cause you to think, okay, do I need to put all this on there? And has the increase in all these prices forced you to maybe rethink your morning regimen or the products that you're putting on
I
your
think
face?
it's probably hard in the sense that there's one, going back to how big this industry is and how much money there is to be made in this. I mean, it goes back to, talking about advertising and the expectations and all that. I mean, there is always going to be that expectation of needing these 9-step routines, needing all this stuff just to almost kind of keeping up with the Joneses of what's new and what you need to be doing. Because again, if there's $500+ billion to be made in this industry, they're not going to want to change those expectations.
Well, but also, I mean, definitely. I mean, we saw that even when, the pandemic hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these services weren't even available for people. I mean, the average woman, I think they said, spends north of $250,000 in their lifetime on maintenance, beauty products. And
What? $250,000.
yes.
All right.
And I think for certain, races, it might even be higher, just like culturally, the differences and the cost of maintenance. But, you think about that, like women in the workforce too. I mean, I couldn't. Now, while I would be accepted to not wear makeup,
You don't wear a lot of makeup as is, do you?
I mean, I wear makeup. Could you imagine if I didn't have any makeup whatsoever? I mean, that's just not the norm. And then it also is like, oh, well, she just rolled out of bed. And like, if I did what y'all did, the clients would not feel probably that I was, presentable to our cultural standards. And so I think there is some cost to your point. Like maybe you don't, it's the difference of going to a salon and maybe having them dye your hair. And I mean, that's ridiculously expensive. And I haven't gotten into it yet, but I have some grays coming, so I know, it's just a matter of time.
Cry me a river on that.
Uh-huh.
I found a gray hair the other day.
I'm just saying, like, maybe people were, like, stuck with, okay, well, now I'm going to have to go buy it from CVS and do it myself. And it does look different, but it's, I think that there's some cost savings there. But for women, I mean, you kind of have to keep it up. Because what do they say? Dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Well, how's remote going to impact all this? I mean,
But we've all been coming back
less?
I definitely,
Yeah,
definitely
I mean-
less. Definitely didn't spend as much on, any new clothes or anything like that.
You're wearing a new outfit today.
I am
think.
wearing a new outfit today.
Yeah, there you go. It's it's kind of interesting that we're talking about this because trust me on this. This is going to have a point. When I was at my cabin, I was looking at birds, and because I've got all these bird
Speaks to John's
feeders out
age
there.
right now.
Bird feeders. Well, you just said old men are hot, so I mean, I think you said something like that. That's what I heard.
Not sure that was exactly what I said.
That's what I heard.
that's what I heard. Sorry, Sam. Yeah, you're young and
Just
not
means
hot.
I have more to look forward to.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. I'm becoming more well-rounded as I have over the last several years. And what I noticed was male birds are the brighter and the shinier.
Yeah, cardinals,
The
blue
cardinals, robins, even turkeys. When you take a look at peacocks and what have you, here we are. These are the ones that are being bright and colorful, trying to attract mates. However, isn't it weird in our society that it's the females in our society are the ones that are bright and shiny, spending more time on their appearance in order to attract mates. I mean, prove that they're the alpha female or what have you. And I've ever wondered whether or not women have ever wondered why that is.
So you're asking me why? That is very interesting. And I guess like when I watch Planet Earth and all of those shows, I believe right that the reason why women or the female animals or birds aren't bright colored is because they are the ones that are protecting the children and the nest, and so they are meant to be camouflaged with their surroundings. But then it's also interesting if you think about, elephants and and lions.
Birds and elephants.
Yeah, well, typically
David Attenborough is
they're
gonna
like
come on
there's
that.
tribal, like it's groups of women and children that stay together. So, I don't know, John. I mean, I could sit here and argue like who created pantyhose. Good God, it couldn't have been a woman because pantyhose are like the worst thing ever. And
Are they even a thing any longer?
I mean, yeah, I guess tights are. But, no. Oh, gosh, I'm so glad people don't wear pantyhose in this awful heat. But, I mean, I don't know. I do think that, it's just so easy to sell it. Like, okay, well, you can be youthful again, and you can be, have this product, and you'll look so much better, and you'll feel more confident in yourself. And so you're like, okay, well, it's worth it. It's worth it if I feel more confident and, in myself, if I have my nails done. And I definitely, you feel prettier with little things that you can do. And maybe not everyone prioritizes that, but I think, based off the culture that we live in,
well,
I think it's normal.
That's what all the advertising, again, to go back to it, that's what it's advertising. It's funny, a lot of these, whether it's makeup, perfume, the commercials have nothing to do with the product. It's selling
the illusion of
and
beauty.
how you'll feel and how you'll look.
Yeah.
And
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you watch these YouTube stars that, they sit there and I don't even know, it's like, oh, well, not Kim Kardashian, but whoever else, or just regular people, show you how they put on makeup. And it was just kind of like, oh, and then it's like, okay, well, wow, if they look that good, I can look that good. And so I need to buy that product. And we are. We're guilty of falling into that. And that's why, to your point, Sam, it's a $500+ billion industry.
Well, I would tell you, before you think that men don't care about their appearance, a lot of them really do.
Not the entire gym industry.
Yeah, the
exactly.
whole gym
That's
industry.
What do they put
You'd
money
be
into?
surprised on just how expensive male clothes are. That's how much is a
that
Peter Millar
relatively
shirt
new?
and all that stuff,
like
and just
$100+
Yeah, something just for a golf shirt. And that's different ways that men spend money in order to look attractive. And no man wakes up every morning and cars. No man wakes up every morning going, you know what? I feel like looking ugly today. Maybe some do, but they're drunks. So maybe some guys do, but truthfully, the truth is, I guess it's just men will do what they feel they have to do in order to be, attractive and present a good image, both to co-workers, clients, prospects, as well as females as well. So I guess males and females both do what they feel as though they need to do. It just costs females a lot more money, and here we have all this inflation coming down the pike. And I really do wonder, maybe you won't be changing your morning routine or what have you, but I guarantee you there'll be a lot of women out there that are probably now rethinking their morning regimen. If not that, thinking, okay, maybe I won't go to Ulta, maybe I'll just get the Maybelline stuff or things like that. And I'd be surprised if that's not happening.
Well, and it might be that women would be more inclined, and this is a generalization, but women might be less inclined to give up having their hair done and hair dyed, because that's something they wear every day. Maybe they would let
they do.
Maybe they would let the gym membership. Maybe they would let their gym membership drop before, and whereas a man would be less inclined to maybe let the gym membership drop first, just because if you're looking at the whole host of what you would have to choose if you only have a finite amount of money to put towards those products, or
I think it just goes back to everything we've talked about. People finding what makes the most sense for them to probably cut back on a little, and I think everyone has different things. For some it could be makeup or the gym, or maybe going out a few more times or a few less times a month, or a trip or two less a year. Or everyone has different values and where they feel they.
I guess it really does depend on what's inelastic to you.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned several times about hair dye and what have you. It's clear that I do not do that.
You went on natural.
I went on natural pretty early on. This is what I'm going to tell my wife, my beautiful wife, my significant other, I think you called her. Mm-hmm. Years ago. Not that many years ago, but some years ago. I think I've established that. She came home and she goes, well, what do you think? And I'd forgotten that she had gone to the
every time
the hair salon. And so when she said that, I go, oh, your hair looks it looks fantastic. Golly, they really did a great job with it. And she goes, well, can you tell anything else? I go, and that's almost women shouldn't do that. If I've already said, yeah, it looks great, don't push it any further. She goes, well, can you tell me anything else? And I said, no, I can't. She goes, well, I got my hair highlighted. I said, oh, you did? Okay. Well, I can't really tell any difference. And she goes, that's the sign of a good highlighting job.
You can't tell the difference.
I said, that I can't tell that you had it done? And I said, how much does this not being able to tell you've done anything cost us? And when she told me, I flew off the handle. I said, for that amount of money, you ought to be coming home looking like a bottle blonde. And you know something, Courtney? That didn't go over very
No.
well.
I
but
figured it
didn't.
would. That sounds
Well,
like it would.
it went over very well.
Maybe
with
your
me.
tone was off a little bit.
No, my tone was maybe a little bit stronger than the tone I'm using here, and so
Yes.
no, that went over very poorly. If I'm not mistaken, I slept on the couch that night. But, but the thing is, you bring that up because you're right. I don't think the highlights and all that stuff. Beth Norris is not going to be dropping that type of stuff anytime soon.
Right.
However, we'll be happily not go out to dinner quite as often. Happily cut other things, but appearances, things that make her feel pretty, things that make me feel handsome, whatnot. Those are going to be some of the last things that we'll probably cut out of the budget because it does go a long way to improve your confidence and how you carry yourself.
And that, yeah, I mean, I kind of go in full circle with the mental health aspect of it as well.
And over the last couple of years, everyone needs as much of a boost in their mental health as they can have. If it's spending a little bit more on makeup or not cutting your makeup or whatnot, I think a lot of people will probably do that. Sam, what do you think about that?
I agree.
Not cutting the gym membership anytime soon.
I will not be doing that.
I might.
You have to be a member first, Sean.
I am a member. I haven't been going a little bit recently. It's not all that much fun. Do you know why? Because I'm already married. Two, I've already had all the kids I'm going to have. So there you go. Guys, thank y'all so much for listening. We always love to hear from you. Also, if you have any comments or questions, please, by all means, let us know. You can always drop us a line at tradingperspectives@oakworth.com, or you can leave us a review on the podcast out of your choice. As always, if you're interested in reading more or hearing more of what we have to say or how we think, please, by all means, go to oakworth.com, OAKWORTH.com, and take a look underneath the Thought Leadership tab for all kinds of exciting information. All right, guys, y'all have any last thoughts on this topic?
That's all I got.
That's it, John.
That's all I've got today, too. Y'all take care.